Guys, what's up? This is gonna be another ladder game of me, Peacekeeper, playing on this new map. Damn it, the name of this map eludes me at this point, but yeah, it kind of looks like Star Station. It's the same texture, I believe. Yeah, with like the space station kind of feel. And I'm gonna be playing against a Zerg. His name is Nix. He's going to be spawning in the bottom left, and I'm going to be spawning on the top right. And I look at this map and I'm like, third looks kind of awkward. Especially for a Zerg to defend, just because of the creep spread has to be pretty good in order to defend against Hellion run-bys and stuff. And taking this as your third is just not advisable, just because of how long the distance to entrances to that base. This is most likely going to be a fourth, and this is a fifth. Perhaps this could be a sixth. Now that I look at this map, I kind of like the setup. The third base isn't too bad. Perhaps, yeah, siege tank plays could be pretty annoying on this third. But I do opt to go for a Hellion bio-timing with medevacs off 2 base. It's what I usually do when new maps come out, kind of more 2-basey play, because I'm not really comfortable with the map. And as I said before, this third looks kind of far away from the natural, so unless the Zerg has some good creep spread, he's not going to be able to defend very well, because I'm going to try and hit that third and kill all the drones at it. But yeah, his scouting drone is picking away at my SCV. That is pretty annoying. I do send 2 over, one to continue building and one to chase this around. The annoying thing that could happen is if you don't attack this with another SCV, he could try and finish this one off, and it's just not good at all. Like, I'd rather have this guy off mining than have one die this early in the game. So that does delay my barracks from completing by about 5 seconds, as well as my command center. But it's not too big of a deal at my level. That time is going to make a big difference unless he like 6 pool or some shit. But yeah, nobody 6 pools. Here we go. I'm going to put my command center down on the low ground. And my marine does pop out. It should chase away this drone. I do screw up the micro there a bit so I don't get the kill, but it's not too big of a deal. Get in that HP anyways. So now, as soon as I start that command center, I do want to start another supply depot so I don't get supply blocked. I do start an SCV, then a second marine. A lot of people like to go for pure SCVs behind this because of the slight supply block that occurs. But I like to have the marines out earlier on just so I can defend against any sort of, like 8-ling pokes and stuff. Which used to be popular in Wings of Liberty actually, when people were going through and skipping a bunker. But, I don't want to die to that, so I do build a bunker. Double gas coming down as well. This is a really old kind of Wings of Liberty style where I add a factory and a reactor on the barracks. Pump out some Hellions for early harass. But then instead of throwing down a starport straight away after, I throw down 2 more barracks, and I want to start cranking out a lot of marines. And this does also give me the ability to crank out marauders if I need it, because I will have 1 barracks with a tech lab, so if I do scout early roaches, then I should at least mix in 1 or 2 of them in my push. I am aiming to hit at around 10:30, probably move out around 10, just because that's when my medevacs usually pop out. But yeah, I also don't add any engineering bays until later on into the game, just because I want to spend all my resources on units. So the third does go down for my opponent. I scout it with this SCV. It's always good to have your first scouting SCV just out on the map, scouting for third. Scouting if some sort of weird roach push is coming, because there is that like popular 8 roach push front, and if you're not prepared for it, you're pretty much dead, just because of how good and beefy they are. So here come the 2 extra barracks, landing the factory onto the reactor, and I do add a tech lab onto this barracks. Double Hellion should start anytime now. And once this tech lab completes, I will start stim as well as marine production. I do have this SCV over here just kind of being sneaky, because I want to see the timing to see if he transfers drones here and when my Hellions move out, so I can get some drone kills. If I see no drones coming here, then I should probably try to poke in at the natural and see what I can get done there. But yeah, and starport is also thrown down at around 640. Um, basically when you have the resources to do it. You will bank a little bit of gas here, but um, not too big of a deal because you will start 3 reactors pretty soon after, and 2 medevacs are 200 gas, so you do kind of need that gas if you want to stay at just 2 refineries. Like a Roach Horn is coming out as well as Ling Speed. Interesting choice from him. I wonder why he went Roaches. He hasn't seen my Hellions as of yet. I don't think he's seen much at all, like apart from my expansion. Anyways, yeah, those Roaches aren't going to be out for a while, and these 4 Hellions do come in here. This SCV does spot the transfer of drones, so I'm like, aha. You know, getting all these drones at the third will be a pretty good boost for me into the mid game, because the less drones he has now is the more drones he has to make to try and catch up, and the less units he'll have when my push hits. And there we go. I do pull back. I lose 1 Hellion for 7 drones. Really worth it right there. I do pull slightly closer in terms of the harvester count, sorry. And with the 2 mules being dropped constantly, I do have a slight... I do secure gas 3 and 4, and it is coming around to 10 minutes, so I am starting to check what I have at home, make sure I haven't made any blunders, and this number of Marines is looking pretty good. My hailing count is looking amazing right now, and if he... the fact that he's gone Roaches is kind of good, but at the same time, Roaches aren't that great against Stim Marines with medevac support either, so... He's gonna have to get a good mix of Lings and Roaches to try and hold this off. Preferably you want Hellions against this kind of composition, because then it comes down to how well I can micro against him with the Hellions as well as splitting my Marines. But it does look like he doesn't have a Baneling Nest. He kind of opted to skip that and instead go for a Spire. Interesting play. I think he just got these early Roaches as defense against Hellions, and then he plans to transition into maybe a Baneling Muta kind of playstyle. Like, you really want splash damage against a Bioing player, and which is exactly what's missing. So he's gonna have a lot of trouble holding this off, I believe. His spine is repositioning, but my push is well halfway across the map. I do scout to pick off some of the creep. His creep spread is not that great. I mean, he has connected the natural and the third, which is like the main goal as for the creep spread in the early and mid game. But he's just gonna let my stuff run up here, and my plan is to engage these Roaches with these Marines, because I do have an overwhelming amount of Marines, while my Hellions just kill all the drones over here. And that's going to put me ahead in the worker count, actually. 35 workers killed for me. I'm feeling great right now. This push is doing really good. Even if I don't get the third base, I don't really care. I know I've traded pretty decently. And my Hellions should be able to get out of here and load up a full medevac with the Marines and evacuate them as well. I do probably want to try and drop into his main to try and prevent any sort of weird counterattack all-ins. Because this many Roaches is going to... it shouldn't be too bad if I retreat behind this wall. And behind this, I have started 3rd Command Center, so double engineering base, because I do want to catch up on the upgrades. It looks like he is on 0-0, which is kind of a blunder by him. He's had these evolution chambers for the longest time, so that's going to hurt him into the mid, because my upgrades actually started at the 50-minute mark, and he doesn't have any upgrades. So, like, the weak part of this build that I'm doing is that the lack of upgrades and the lack of a third base, but the fact that I killed all his drones at his third and the fact that he hasn't started upgrades means that he has no advantages at all in this game. And my drop over here is going to do really well. His Roaches don't even have speed yet, so they're going to have a hard time trying to catch up with this medevac. And behind this, I do start Widowmine production as well. Yeah, my barracks number 4 and 5 are finished. So I did see a lot of Roaches, so I do probably want to add double tech labs, or at least 1 tech lab and 1 reactor. I don't want to be facing against Roach Hydra with pure Marines. But it does look like he does build 9 Mutalisks Roaches, but the kind of the bad thing for him right now is that Roaches and Mutas just aren't going to do it against this kind of composition, especially with the mines. And he sees this push coming, and he's forced to GG out. You know, this drop does get a bunch more drone kills. I'm ahead in pretty much every regard. So yeah, that was a pretty cool little fun build that I like doing sometimes. It is a 2-base push with Hellions and Marines with 2 medevacs, which hits at around 10:30, and it does delay your expansion as well as your upgrades, so keep that in mind if you were doing this build. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I'll see you guys next time.